What's going on, everybody? Just want to remind you there's only two kinds of people in this world. There's good people and there's bad people. Race does not exist. There's no such thing as race. Race is simply a social construct meant to divide and separate people. I've spoken about this numerous times on this channel, and I've made numerous videos about this topic. The truth of the matter is that every single human being, every single Homo sapien on planet Earth is African. We just left the continent of Africa at different times. For the Afrocentric racist lunatics who push the black power narrative forward, though, this is hard to digest because it undermines their entire message and all their content. Because if there's no such thing as black, then of course there can be no such thing as black power. Now, if you disagree with me that race isn't real, that's fine. You're more than welcome to go out and try to win the Nobel Prize and collect your prize money and refute all the reputable mainstream science and scientists. But we both know that you can't and that you won't, so let's just continue. With that being said, again, we're all human. There's no such thing as different races. We're all Africans. And the only kind of people that exist, again, are good people and bad people. Now, this is problematic for the Afrocentric because he knows he can't refute the science behind it, so he will resort to one of two responses, both of which are in error and present two flawed assumptions. The pro-black racist will say, well, the white man did horrible things to us for 400 years. And that's proof that we are not them and proof that we're different kinds of people. And they will also generally say something to the effect of, well, white people have white power, so why can't we have black power? Now, the two flawed assumptions with these lines of logic are glaringly obvious. Number one, they both assume that race exists to prove a point. Race does not exist, so the claims are invalid. In other words, it erroneously presupposes that race exists to prove a claim about race. That's putting the cart before the horse and working backwards, guys. Number two, the second flawed assumption that it makes is that it's white, so therefore it must be right. What? For example, guys like Sonetta or Jabari or Young Pharaoh or General Seti or these racist fucks, they will say, while people have white power, or white people have white power, so what's wrong with us having black power? Again, this assumes race is real and tangible when it's not. But moreover, it presupposes that because whites do it, that is therefore good and profitable. That's simply not true. Just because whites are racist, there's some whites that are racist pieces of shit, that doesn't mean that therefore you should be a racist piece of shit. And it's also highly ironic that they would resort to such an argument because after all, they feel that they're the kings and the queens, the gods of the universe, the supreme race of people who look at whites in a negative fashion. So why would you then try to model or emulate or pattern yourself after their fucking culture? Why would you try to do what they're doing? Essentially, it's like when your mom used to ask you as a kid, just because so-and-so did it, does that mean you're going to do it, little Billy? Nah. Just because the white man does something, that doesn't mean that you should do it, okay? All of a sudden, the white man is the standard. All of a sudden, he's your standard when you want to support your illogical pseudo-agenda. But all the other times, it's fuck the white man. We need our own structure. The truth is, you can't have it both ways. And when you watch YouTube channels like Sonetta, etc., you begin to see the inconsistencies and contradictions that they frequently present. And let's be 100% here. The underlying cause of all this bad argumentation and contradictory logic is that they're mad. And they want payback and retribution for slavery. That's the ultimate underlying cause here. You feel abused. You feel taken advantage of. You want some level of revenge. As Jabari always says, hold them accountable. Don't let them off the hook. That's what he always says, man. But the problem is, it wasn't white people doing bad things to black people. It was bad people doing bad things to other people. It was bad Africans doing bad things to other Africans. And until you can come to accept this and admit this and fall in line with the real science, you're going to remain stuck in the mud. That same pro-black ignorant agenda that you've been talking for the last 30 years will be the same bullshit the next batch of Afrocentric racist lunatics will be talking about for the next 30 years. But you're never progressing forward. You're never getting anywhere. And the world is leaving you behind, man, while you remain in your little tiny box rehashing the same old nonsensical bullshit over and fucking over again, man. It's the same shit because you guys aren't getting on board with the real science. It's time to grow up, bro. I know you're mad and you'll never come out of your black power box. Even Sonetta said it the other day on his channel, I will never stop being pro-black or black power. But the truth is, there's no black. There's no box. Free your mind, bro. It's time to grow up. I love you, man. I'll see you soon. I'm the Atheist Killer. Check out Theistic Essentialism online. Stay safe from this damn coronavirus. We're kicking its ass, and I'm out, man. Peace.